Back to Coffee and Cocktails. On this channel, I like to talk about budgeting, personal finance, planning, and productivity. I'm working to pay off debt, invest wisely for my future, and put myself in a better financial position. If that sounds like something you'd like, please like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So in today's video, I'm going to go through my February 2024 budget recap and goal recap. So first things first. So starting out with the February budget, at the very top I have some monthly reminders and to-dos. I got through most of them. I did my oil change at the beginning of the month, which ended up being more expensive than I expected, but I got that done. I did file my taxes at the end of February. I think it was like the last day of February. I ended up filing my taxes. I do my own taxes because I am a licensed CPA, and so I feel, comfortable doing my own taxes. I don't work in the tax field, but mine are pretty easy, so I'm fine with that. And so that got done. I did take a work trip to Chicago, which was good. I ended up not spending any of my personal money, which was pretty good because I was expecting to at least spend, $50-$60, but I didn't spend anything, and so that was good from a financial standpoint. I did go to a winery. It feels like it was a long time ago, but I guess it was in February. I live in Southern California, and so there is a wine region not too far away. So I did go there. I got a bottle of wine and did a wine tasting, and that was really fun. Universal, I did not go to Universal Studios. I keep trying to go. I tried to go in January, I tried to go in February, and I just haven't made it yet. I'm hoping I can go in March. Back in December, I won 2 Universal annual passes from my work during the Christmas party, and so I just haven't gotten to use it yet, but I really do want to go. I really actually want to check out the Mario Kart area because I haven't been there since that's been built. So I am excited to go there, just haven't had the time to go yet. Another thing that I wanted to do that I did accomplish was to close my Wells Fargo account. I closed that out in the middle of February. One other item was to cancel Paramount. This was more of just a reminder because it wasn't due for the annual fee until March 20th. And so I still have that until March 20th. I did end up canceling it in March, but it was more of just a reminder here in February. Top 3 goals, I only wrote one goal down, and that was to put money towards my Roth IRA for 2023, and which you can see here, I did end up doing that. And so I'll go into more details below how much actually went there. So getting into the budget, the first section here is the income summary. So I had rolled over about $2,700, which was my last paycheck in January. I took that and rolled it over to February so that it could pay the beginning of the month bills. And then I had some paychecks come in. I also did end up getting about $17.51 in credit card rewards. Most of it came from my Citibank credit cards. I have 2 credit cards with Citibank, and I do not maintain balances on those credit cards. I pay them off pretty much every week. So any spending I do right now, it's just goes on my credit card, and then I pay it off. But then I at least get the benefits of the cash back or, different things that they offer. I also did receive about $18.16 in interest from my high yield savings account. I have a high yield savings account with Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I've had that account for a few years now, probably 2 or 3 years at this point, and I really like it. It's really simple to use, and I did see somebody use my referral link, so thank you very much to whoever that was. I really appreciate it. I think right now the interest rate is 4.5%, and if you sign up using my link below, you get an additional 1% for 3 months, I believe. And I personally really like it. I don't have a lot in there right now, so that's why, it's $8, but it is more than what I get in my savings account at my credit union. So it's pretty good. I think during 2023, I just recently got my 1099 from them. So during 2023, I ended up getting over $1,200 of interest from that account. So it does add up. Next item that I had as income was a check from Rakuten. If you don't know what Rakuten is, it's a cashback website where if you do any kind of online shopping or even some in-store shopping, if you go through their website or register your card with them, you end up getting cash back. And so I did end up getting, I think I got $54 in cash back. I don't remember what the remaining part was. I'm not sure. But 55 of it was from that. And then I did look on the website and there was still $16 pending that just hadn't hit yet. So that'll go on my next payout from them. They do pay out every quarter. And I'll have that link down below if you don't have it or if you've never heard of it. If you have any questions, just let me know. I've used it for several years now. And I get a check every quarter, or PayPal actually. So it's pretty nice. The other two items here, I do count my 401k contributions because that is part of my income. And then that way they will flow through into my investments dashboard. And so I have all of the investments, well, not all of them, but I have actually, I guess it is all of them. I have my investments listed here. And so then it will automatically feed into this file. So I had the 401k contributions that totaled $1333.96 in February. Let's see, then going back to February. Next section is the bill summary. Overall, everything was pretty much right in line. Actually, overall, it ended up being about, $50 less than budgeted. So my rent was the normal amount, $23.74. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, but that's what it is every month. My water, sewer, and trash bill, I budgeted $57. It was $56.64, so that was pretty close. SoCal Gas, which is the gas for my apartment, I budgeted $20. It was $19.38, so pretty close there. The bill that made the most difference here in making the difference between the budget and actuals was my electricity bill. I had budgeted $95. It ended up being only $46.49. And that's mainly because I had to pay in February, but it was for electricity used most of January and I think part of February. But there were 2 weeks in January that I was gone on a work trip. And so that really, cut down on the electricity use since I was not here. So it ended up being $46.49, so that was good. Internet was $90.77. That was right on track. Phone, $75.75 is what it normally is. It ended up being $75.77, so just a couple cents more, so not a big deal. Storage, I have a storage unit that I share. So that was $85.50, and so that comes out every month. $193.92. I have this is for a Marriott item. iCloud storage $2.99, Hulu, Disney $9.99, and Peacock for $5.99. And I am looking at possibly changing Peacock to be an annual payment because I think it ends up being cheaper. And I had signed up for Peacock in 2022, and so there was like a 1-year promotion where it was 99 cents a month, and then it raised to $5.99, and so it's only been $5.99 for a few months. But I think there's an annual option, and usually that's cheaper, so I'm gonna look into that and see if I can switch over. All right, and so then going into the expenses, I'd say this is where the most of the spending is. So let me just zoom in a bit. So my expenses this month were pretty high. I would say I probably overspent. Did a lot of shopping. Well, not really a lot of shopping, but I spent a lot of money that I didn't need to, and things that I had not originally budgeted for. So let's see, the first area, household consumables, I budgeted $25. I think I've budgeted this amount the last 3 months because I know I need to get paper towels soon, and I still haven't needed to get it. I'm still on the last roll. So I didn't spend from that category, which was good because that helped a little bit. Household durable, I did not budget anything. I ended up spending $112.62. And I think most of this was because there was a warehouse sale nearby and they had Barefoot Dreams blankets there. And normally those are like $130, $140, but they were 65% off. And so I purchased one of those. I also got a few other things there, and so that's in this category. And the difference between household consumables and household durable is really just consumables are things that are consumed. So something like toilet paper or paper towels, cleaning supplies, anything like that would go into consumables. Household durable is things that last a little bit longer. So that could be like blankets, that can be furniture, it can be kind of anything for the house that will last like a significant amount of time. And so because I didn't budget anything there, I was over by $112.62 for this category. Groceries, let's see, I budgeted $200. I did end up going over, so I spent $330. A lot of this was actually for some wine bottles. There was a promotion through one of my credit cards, and it was to purchase a box of wine, or actually a case of wine, and so you got 12 bottles plus 2 free bottles and glasses, like stemless wine glasses. And I think it ended up being, with tax and delivery, it was like $95, which was a pretty good deal for that many bottles of wine. So I did put that in here, and I put under groceries because it is kind of groceries, and I don't have like a separate like drinks or alcohol category. And so this is just where it ends up going when I purchase wine. So that is why I went over there. Dining out, I had budgeted $60. I ended up spending only $20.61. And I think this was because I went to Chipotle twice during the month. So nothing too extravagant. So still have about $40 remaining in that line item. Coffee, I budgeted $30. I did not spend any of that. I did not need to reload my Starbucks app, and I already have coffee at home, so I didn't need to buy any for my house. So that was good. Didn't spend anything. And so then going into transportation, I had budgeted $50. I ended up only spending $34. I think that I just filled up one time, and it maybe wasn't all the way empty, because that's pretty low. Usually it's about $50 to fill up the tank. Yeah, I just got gas at Costco, so that was just one time. Parking, rideshare, nothing. Clothing, I had budgeted $0. I ended up spending $23. This was actually I bought, I think, a new sweater at Costco because it was super cheap, but it was a cute sweater. It was on clearance. And then I bought some joggers that I saw at, I think it was at Target, and they were like gray with Barbie on them, and I thought they were really cute, and they were on clearance, so picked those up. Makeup and skincare, nothing. Healthcare, medical, nothing. Hair, nails, and brows, I had budgeted $124.50. I only spent $56 because I only ended up getting my nails done once. I really need to go get them done. They've grown out quite a bit. I should have gone again, but I just did not have time to go. So I do have an appointment for tomorrow to go get that done, but now we're into March, so February's budget makes it look good because I was under. I underspent in this category. There was still $68 left, which was good because then the next category I went over. For fun money, I had budgeted $60. I ended up spending $115.28. I think part of this was part of that winery trip that I went to. I ended up buying a bottle that was more expensive than I expected. And so that went there. And then what else did I do? Fun money. Oh, I bought a book on Amazon. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then it also included the wine tasting. So next category is live entertainment. I had budgeted $100 to go to Universal. Like I said earlier, I didn't end up going, so nothing spent there. And then we get down into more spending. So I spent $51 on gifts that I did not budget for. I ordered some flowers for my mom for Mother's Day, and so those were delivered to her. So that was $51. $107.70 on stationery. I had some stuff printed at Staples, and then I think I ordered a A6 binder, and so that's in there, and then a notebook. Education of $79. So this was for a stock advisor year subscription. I'm going to cancel it. It was something I tried out, and it helped get me to like a promo thing, and so that's in there. So that was $79. So it was a pretty spendy month. I've been looking into doing cash stuffing and hoping that will kind of cut down on my spending, because it's the beginning of March and I've already spent a lot in March as well. So I've gone down a rabbit hole of watching YouTube videos of cash stuffing videos. So I don't know if anyone has seen those, but they're kind of addictive. I started watching them and they're just kind of therapeutic. So I just sit and watch them or like listen to them in the background, and it's kind of calming. And so I've really thought about doing that and thought maybe that would help kind of cut my spending down. I did try doing cash stuffing when I first started paying off debt, because I hadn't been watching Dave Ramsey, and he talks about, cash envelopes a lot. And so I had tried it at that time, but I always felt like I didn't have enough money to actually cash stuff my envelopes. And so I ended up not continuing with it. I think I did it for a few months, but it was pretty hard because I felt like I was just living paycheck to paycheck, and so I didn't have money to put into sinking funds or other categories. And so it's kind of like I was waiting to get my paycheck, and then I'd have to spend it right away, go to the grocery store immediately. So it didn't really work out then, but I've really thought about doing it now, but we will see. Let me know down below if any of you guys do it or if you have thoughts on it. I think I might try it out. I did order this week. So in March, I ordered some cash envelopes online. So those should be coming in soon. And then I think I'm going to try it for a little bit and see how it goes. Just hoping to kind of rein in my spending, since February was a very spendy month and March is seeming that way as well. So then going down into my savings and sinking fund summary, the main sinking fund I have right now is my emergency fund. I call it Gringotts Vault. So if you've ever seen Harry Potter, you might know what that is. It's a reference to Harry Potter. So right now it's $49.24, and this amount actually really annoys me. I really wanted to have it be an even number, so like $5,000. But when I had put it in there, it was meant to be like 2 months of rent. It's no longer this equivalent to 2 months of rent, so I do need to update it, and I do want to have it at least $5,000, and then at some point grow it to $15,000 to be a fully funded emergency fund. The next category here is work trips. I travel for work quite often, and sometimes they're international trips, or they're sometimes they're 3-4 weeks. So I like to generally have about $1,000 set aside in this fund. I don't right now. I have 136.19 in there, which is mainly because I've used it. Because I've just had a lot of trips lately, kind of nonstop. I think even just in March and April, I have, I think, like 4 different trips coming up. I guess one of them's not for work, but the others are. And so it just has kind of gone down. So I need to start building it back up. But for right now, because I'm working on other goals, I only had budgeted to put in, actually, I didn't budget to put in anything. I ended up putting in 25, but then I ended up spending 43 on, I think I bought, so I'm going to a conference down at Disney World, and we also can go into the park, and so I bought a magic band, so, because we are staying on Disney property, so I put that towards the work trips sinking fund, and I don't remember what the other thing was that I bought. Something else that was $11.64. Oh, when I was in Chicago, this was the only thing I purchased when I was in Chicago. I forgot to bring my brush, so I had to buy a brush at CVS. And so that came out of the work trip sinking fund. So there's still 117 left in that account. Next category is auto maintenance. I put in $20 a month to my auto maintenance fund. I do want to get this up a bit and do maybe like $50 a month or even more than that to build it up more. But for right now, it's just $20. I did have my oil change done, and so that ended up being $131.44. So that came out of there. And I ended up putting in $20.62 because after I reconciled my budget, I had 62 cents left over. So I just put it into this fund. Car registration, didn't put anything in there. A Whole New World is my general like vacation travel fund. Started the month with $100 in there. I did not budget to put anything in, but then I did end up adding in 50. But then I ended up spending $123. I bought some things for an upcoming trip that I have. I am going to Hawaii, and so I bought like a new swimsuit bag, a beach bag, and I think one other bag too. That was also at that warehouse sale, and so it was discounted, so it ended up being cheaper than it normally would be. So I took that out of my travel sinking fund, and so that leaves $26.83 at the end of the month. I do need to kind of bulk that up because I do have vacation coming up in April, so about a month and a half from now. So I do need to add money in there, but for ending February, it was at $26.83. The next one here I have is for a certification exam that I need to take for work. I've had this sitting in here for a while. I have one exam left. I just haven't had time to study so that I can take it. So that's just sitting there. That's the cost of the exam itself. And that's the last part. And then I have my medical FSA, which has $444 in it, and I did not use anything from that. All right, so then going into the investment summary section, I do have 2 brokerage accounts. One is with M1 Finance, one is with Robinhood. I did not budget anything, and I did not put anything into those accounts. Those stuff in M1 Finance is mostly Vanguard funds, and then in Robinhood, I just have some single stocks. Crypto, I didn't put anything in there, and I haven't put anything in there in a while, but I did actually just look at it because I was updating my net worth tracker, and crypto actually went up quite a bit lately. So, I mean, that's nice, but I don't put anything in there that I don't, that I can't afford to lose, because crypto is just so speculative and unregulated. So it's not something I keep as like a heavy investment or anything that I'm like worried about losing. It's just a couple $100. But for this month, I didn't put anything in there. And so then I go to my Roth IRA. So the Roth IRA is my big focus right now. I am trying to max out my Roth IRA for 2023 because you do have until April 15th to max it out. And to max it for 2023, the maximum allowable amount was $6,500. And so I budgeted to put in $1,800. I did fall short of that goal, mostly because I had all that spending up in the expenses category, but I did end up still at least putting in $1,551.25. That got it to an even amount. And so if we go back to the investments dashboard, Roth IRA. So this year I put in $2,940, plus I had already put in, I think, $500 in 2023. And so I'm just about, I think, a little over halfway to making that goal to max it out for the year, or for 2023, and then I will start on 2024. And then the other category here is the 401k, and so this ties to this amount up here of my contributions from myself and my employer. And then the last category here is debt. I currently have 3 student loans remaining. I originally started out with about $147,000 worth of debt, and that consisted of student loans, car loan, and credit cards. And so I've paid off the car loan, I've paid off all the credit cards. The only thing I have left are these 3 student loans, because I've also paid off quite a few of the student loans. These ones currently, the balances on each of these are all under $3,000. Fed Loan 7 is at, I think, the highest. It's the closest to $3,000, and it also has the highest interest rate. It's got, I think the interest rate's like 6.5 or 6.3, somewhere around there. These other 2 have very low interest rates, so they're under 2%. I think it's like 1.8 or 1.89 for both my Fed Loan 10 and 11. And so right now with these 3, I'm just paying the minimum payments until I can finish the goal of maxing out my Roth IRA. And then once the IRA is maxed out, I'll come back to start putting more towards the debt, especially this top one with the higher interest rate, to get rid of that one as quickly as possible. And let's see, so I paid $126.53 towards debt. I also like to look at this cash flow summary graph. Takes all the income and then divides it up by the different categories of where the money goes. And so I prefer to see the biggest chunk to be investments and savings, which right now that's about 43%, which is a decent amount. Debt was 1.8%. Bills was 42.3%, which is pretty high. Again, most of that is my rent because I live in a high cost of living area. And then expenses was 13.3%, which isn't horrible, but I know I overspent. I spent way more than I wanted to, and hopefully I can rein that in a little bit, but we'll see what happens. March is already kind of spendy, so I'm hoping I can kind of adjust and hopefully make the last part of March, or not even the last part, the rest of March, better with my spending. So let's see. And then also going up to the top, I do have this budget versus actual graph. And so I like to look at like where everything compared to what I had budgeted. And so income was a little bit higher than I budgeted, so that's good. Bills was a little bit lower, which was, I think, that $50 for the electricity. Expenses was higher. Savings, it looks like it's very small, but it was a little bit higher. Investments was lower because I did not meet my goal of what I wanted to invest in my Roth. And then debt was right on track. And then I also like to look at the actual expenses and kind of see the breakdown. So this breaks down any of the expenses from this expenses summary table and just breaks it out by the different categories. So groceries was the largest category at 35%. And that did include that box of wine or that case of wine. And so that makes sense. Household durable at 12%. Education, I mean, that's a good thing to spend money on. Stationery, I didn't need to spend that much. Fun money was 12%. Gifts, 5%. The rest of these are fairly small, so I'm not too worried about them. Obviously, transportation, you have to pay for gas, need clothing, dining out. So everything else is pretty minimal. It was really the groceries, or I guess the wine, that took me over the most. And let's see. So that's it for the February budget. I do have this Excel file for sale now. It is in my Etsy shop, and so I will link that down below. So if you need a budget spreadsheet, that is available there for purchase. It does come with a tab for every month of the year. And there's also a few other tabs. So there's like an annual wealth dashboard. And so it summarizes every month as you go. The investments dashboard, savings dashboard, and a bunch of other tabs here. The other thing I wanted to go through in today's video is my goals for February and just kind of see where we landed. So the first section here is the financial goals. Let me zoom in. So the financial goals, the first goal was to put $17.50 in my Roth IRA. I did not do that. Spend less than $100 in Chicago. I did that. Technically, I spent $11 and I think 80 cents on that brush, but other than that, I didn't spend any money, so I'm happy with that. I closed my Wells Fargo account before they started charging a fee, and so that was great. Filed my taxes. I did not finish the book Psychology of Money. I started this book in January, and honestly, I have not read it at all in February. So I do need to read that. That's also on my goals for March. I just did not get to it. Health and wellness goals. I signed up for a dance class for 2 weeks of unlimited classes. I haven't made it there yet just because I was busy. I do plan on still doing it. I have a work trip coming up this week. And so then as soon as I get back from that, I plan on starting to go to those classes, which I'm really excited for. When I was in college, I used to go, we had a hip hop dance class at like the rec center, and I loved it. It was my favorite thing to go to. So I'm looking forward to this because this is supposed to be like a hip hop dance workout kind of thing. So that should be fun. I also wanted to go for a hike or a few hikes. I did not end up going. Part of it was because it rained a lot here in California. And so you can't really hike in the rain. Then it gets all muddy and then they close the trails. So I didn't get to do any hikes, but hopefully I will do that soon. Personal goals. I had a goal for 2024. One of my goals, if you haven't seen that video, I will link that down below. But one of my goals for 2024 was to visit a new country. And one of my best friends and I have decided to go on a trip to Dublin, like Ireland and Scotland. And so one of my goals was to start working on that and kind of trying to figure out prices and create a budget and just kind of think of things that we wanted to do. So I did start working on that. I do need to do obviously more planning on it, but for now I've started it. Another goal was to start reading a non-finance book. I think I started a second non-finance book, but I think it was in January. So I don't know. No, I think it was in February. So I'm going to mark that as a yes. I started it. I just haven't finished it. Or I haven't really read much of it. I think I started it. I'm on like chapter 3 maybe. So I need to finish that. It's a lot of reading to do in March. Professional goals. Launch new digital products. So I did do that. Like I mentioned earlier, I ended up creating a clean version template of the budget that I use, and so that is available in my shop. And then also I did create this goal and habit tracker. I had one that had different colors. I decided to make it colors that would match the budget tracker, and then I switched over to it because I thought it was really cute. And so this spreadsheet is also available in my shop. And let's see, so it has a dashboard for each month, and you can put all your goals in here and then cross them off as you go. I did not put any spiritual goals, so nothing there. Monthly to-dos, I had my work trip that got done. I canceled my Paramount, but that was in March, so didn't do it in February. Oil change was done. Universal was done, or winery was done. Universal I did not do, and so that's still there. Looking at the breakdown of achieved goals, this graph takes all of the goals that were achieved and breaks it out into each category. So out of all of the goals that I did achieve in February, 50% of them were financial, 33% were personal, and 16% were professional. And there's a graph over here just to visually see the difference between goals set and goals achieved. I do also have a daily habit tracker. I honestly did not use it in February. I just didn't really make the time to do it. But I do have that here. I've started using it for March. I'm trying to be better about using it. So that is it for the goals for the month. And then I like to put goals in here that help me to achieve my annual goals. So I'll take an annual goal and then I'll break it down monthly. So like example is doing my Roth IRA. I have a goal to max out my Roth IRA for 2023 and 2024. And so then I have that broken down for each month to make progress toward that overall annual goal. So that is it for the February goal and habits, as well as the February budget. So I hope you liked today's video. If you have any questions, let me know down below, and let me know how your February went and how your March is starting out. Also, let me know how your February goals went, and if you set goals for March, let me know what those are. And I hope you liked the video, so please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!